Emmett Till was dragged from his bed in his great uncle's home near Money, Mississippi, August 28, 1955.
Where is he? The sheriff came and told me they had found the body at Philip.
His family was notified 3 days later that Emmett's body had been found in the Tallahatchie River, 25 miles north of Greenwood, Mississippi. A 200-pound fan from a cotton gin was tied to the body with a strand of barbed wire.
Well, the body was very decomposed, very much.
In Mississippi, those who pulled Emmett's body from the riverbank have not forgotten what they saw.
He didn't look very good.
In Chicago, those who prepared the remains for burial have not forgotten either. The box containing Emmett's body arrived at the old Illinois Central Station at Roosevelt in Michigan.
I remember when they began to unload the body, I looked and I saw the biggest box I'd ever seen in my life. And I realized that that box had my baby's body in it. And I was just overwhelmed with grief.
Tens of thousands passed by Emmett's open casket as it lay before the altar of the Roberts Temple Church of God in Christ.
As people would file by the casket, almost 1 in every 5 would faint. And this included men, women, and children. And the screams, the screams were just incredible. It was almost as if people were looking at their own child there rather than a stranger they didn't know. It was at that time that I knew Emmett was not just mine, he was a universal child.
Emmett's funeral was held here September 3rd, 1955.
My subject was that day, God has brought him unto himself as a sacrificial lamb to wake the conscience of America of his racism. And from this, many would be delivered, and the move of righteousness would prevail. I also remember very well, I read this verse, "Dearly beloved, avenge not thyself, but rather give place for peace. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord." Romans 12 and 19.
Emmett Till was an only child. His casket was carried to a small cemetery southwest of Chicago. Here, Emmett Till will rest until God decides otherwise.
When they was lowering the remains of the body at Borough Cemetery in the grave, and when that mother fell in my arms and screamed and said, "Oh God, why?" It seemed that a nerve ran all over me. And until this day, I felt the effects of it. To look in the face of an innocent boy. And that was the beginning, I feel, of America really becoming aware of the viciousness of racism.
In Jet magazine, Black America at least saw an image it could not forget. The remains of Emmett Till, bloated by the waters of the Tallahatchie, mutilated by the beatings.
A picture the Jet photographer took. Jet ran it, and they had a reprint. All over the country, there was so much interest in that case.
It was a first, the news media did not publish pictures of that nature because it was just something too horrible for the public to see. But if the world had not seen what had happened, the world needed this shock. They needed it. And when these pictures of Emmett hit the newsstands and people were really able to see what had happened to a youngster simply because of hate and race discrimination, I think it really let us see the ugly monster that race hatred is. It's almost as if it was embodied in his appearance and his physical appearance, because it is a monster.
Sometimes it was myself in the company. It was My brother's coffin. It was, I can't describe it besides that. Because
Emmett Till's body was found in the Tallahatchie River August 31st, 1955. A week before, this 14-year-old Chicagoan, vacationing in the Mississippi Delta, had whistled at a white woman, 21-year-old Carolyn Bryant. On September 6, 1955, two white men were charged with Emmett's murder. Roy Bryant, husband of Carolyn Bryant, and J.W. Milam, his half-brother. At the Tallahatchie County Courthouse in Sumner, Mississippi, the murder trial began 2 weeks later. Physically, virtually nothing has changed in this town since late September 1955. Coming down the street, you can still see the 12 jurors, every one of them white. Coming from the law firm of Breland and Whitten, you can still see the two white defendants, their wives, their children, walking toward the courthouse. Inside, you can still see the mother of J.W. Milam wiping the sweat from the brow of her son. And you can still hear Tallahatchie County Sheriff H.C. Strider.
We never have any trouble until some of our southern niggas go up north and the NAACP talks to them and they come back home.
Outside the courthouse, the cameras waited. Inside, black reporters sat at a segregated table. Simeon Booker was there.
It was a terrifying experience. I've never been in a situation like that where you knew it was a trial that had no end because you knew they were going to be free.
Sheriff Strider handed a subpoena to Emmett's mother, commanding her to testify.
What was my concern in the courtroom? More or less a matter of getting in and out alive every day. It was quite heated in that courtroom.
You could see the hostility, you could feel it, you could know it, but you had to be there.
Also there, standing on the courthouse steps, was Congressman Charles Diggs of Michigan, only the third member of his race to be elected to the U.S. House of Representatives.
I wanted to know firsthand just how the trial was going to be operated and all of the dimensions pertaining to it and their concept of justice, which I had heard about, but I've never been directly exposed to.
Oh, what a wonderful feeling it was when I knew that a congressman had come all the way from Detroit, Michigan, to join me in that dark hour.
We don't need the help of the NAACP.
Tallahatchie County officials feared outside agitators, but the drive for justice was coming from native Mississippians, like NAACP Field Secretary Medgar Evers.
I do recall Medgar being very, very upset to the point of tears.
Emmett's own great-uncle Moses Wright turned out to be the key prosecution witness.
He had a big church of people.
His Mississippi neighbors still recall the man who preached in a small church just off the county road.
When I was a little boy, he'd lay his hands on me and sitting on his knee. He was truly a father, a great man, full of the Spirit of God.
And Moses Wright was full of courage, too. A Newsweek photo showed Moses Wright, a black man, standing in court, pointing the finger of guilt at two white men.
It was a real climax. I suppose the first time a black has ever pointed to a white person in Mississippi, accusing him of a crime where he could be executed.
It was
Reports of the acquittal made front-page headlines across the United States and set off an international firestorm. The life of a Negro in Mississippi, one European paper observed, is not worth a whistle. From Boston to Los Angeles, Black people packed meeting halls and spilled into the streets to hear Mamie Till tell her story.
And what I saw was shame before God and man. And the way the jury chose to believe the ridiculous stories of the defense attorneys. I just can't go into detail to tell you the silly things, the stupid things that were brought up as probabilities, and they swallowed it like a fish swallows a hook. Just anything, just any excuse to put these two men.
Protected from further prosecution, Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam sold their story to a reporter from Look magazine for $4,000. Their account appeared just 4 months after the acquittal.
What is good, my people? We are live back again on the forecast with another live broadcast. Yo, what's going on, Bakari? What's up, Jerome? And yeah, Bakari, I put the link in the chat room if you want to come on, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I got a lot of information. I don't want to be on here too long. But so yeah, you can click on whenever you want to. But I appreciate y'all for listening, and I appreciate y'all for joining, all of that. But you know, I had to play that real quick because I really think that we forgot where we are. I think we forgot about what's been happening and what continues to happen, as we will see. And we need a constant reminder, because we always want to, you know, go at our own women, but let's be real. Who are the true deviants, right? The real bitches, since we want to call, like, say they're wild, you know what I'm saying, they're savages and all of that kind of stuff. So let's examine the real truth about what's going on. And you know, I heard about a case down in Georgia, you know what I'm saying, about a young brother that got caught up in the same situation. Now, luckily, this ain't 1921, right? Because yeah, exactly, Jerome. Now, luckily, this ain't 1921. You know what I'm saying? Because they would probably be a lynch mob outside of his door, you know what I'm saying, waiting to bust up in there and do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But what we don't even realize is back then there were what they called black lynch mobs, you know what I'm saying, where they wasn't going around hurting people, but they was going around with their shotguns, standing outside of their houses to protect them. And of course, you know, before I you know, start this show, and like, yo, yeah, Bakari, if you want to come on before I do the screen share, you know what I'm saying, that'd be what's up. But yeah, because I definitely want to hear your input on this case, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like I was saying, but see, they got us thinking that, you know, we got to examine the real culprit. And I got to give a shout out to you know, what if I had to pick one, I say Ida B. Wells, you know what I'm saying, who broke this down back in the 1800s, where she really faced the threat of being lynched for even saying the stuff that we are about to say. So, you know, I shout out to her for paving the way. But me, like, I know people want to go hard on you know, black women all the time, but you know, I stay on the other people's neck because that's my lane, and y'all can do what y'all want to do. But I'm gonna talk about the stuff that's really going on and really happening out here, and the dangers that young brothers is facing in the world. Since people want to talk about the dangers in our own community, we got to talk about all of these dangers. So that's my lane. But yo, what's up, Bakari?
What's going on, man? How you doing? See, you talking about this right here. Do you remember that video I showed you? And peace to everybody in the chat. Where this Asian woman was following, listening to the guy, the Samuel's guy. I don't like to say his name, but I had to say his name on YouTube. Did I send you that? And how she following him, just repeating what he's saying.
I don't know.
Shitting on black women, man. You ought to see all the black people in that damn chat taking up for her, agreeing with her, and actually coming at me because I try to check her. Something wrong with us, man. And I know that ain't what your show about, man, but I just had, when we have gone through this stuff so long, we don't even know who the enemy is. When you can okay her, when you can okay some Asian woman talking about how manly and ugly a black woman is, if they don't have a makeup or weave because their natural hair is so ugly. Oh man, it just, go ahead and show your screen shares, man.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And I talked about shows about like the Asian people. I talked about the Mexican people, or not just Mexican, let's just say Hispanic because it's not just Mexican, but they seem to take down the videos when I sit there and take my time and make the videos, but I guess they can't really mess with it when it's live. But I don't know if y'all heard about a recent case, which I'm sure you're not, because they're not gonna really play it too much, you know what I'm saying, especially outside the area. But a young 16-year-old brother down in Georgia near like somewhere near Atlanta, this young brother, what I'm saying, man, I'm when I'm saying this, I'm not talking about him, but these is ideologies that we have to actually attack, you know what I'm saying? And I think women, which there are women out here who do that, should go at the same energy likewise, you know what I'm saying? I am not even gonna lie, because I feel some type of way when I see a black woman with a white dude, not to the point where I'm like pissed off and mad and it'll ruin my day or nothing, but like I don't like saying that. But I completely understand like the opposite thing, but we don't really understand because it can be one way and not the other, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just not how it works, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna be cool with that forever. So it's an ideology, and I can't say this young brother had the ideology or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? There are dangers when we try to go outside of our community and then thinking they're different or not human when they have committed way more crimes, you know what I'm saying, than anything, we'll see. But we're gonna talk about this young brother, and I don't want to say his name because the news putting his name on blast and all of that, but we're gonna get into it. But yo, Bakar, you want to say something first?
Yeah, when you get into, can I sing? I don't know if everybody over here, because did you, saw the emails that well, not the emails, whatever it was, but it's so many people who saw what happened, who know that this young man is innocent, even an adult, the custodian at the school. And this girl that Forecast is talking about told the custodian she was a transgender. That's why she was coming out. Man, just go ahead and show the story, Forecast. Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, I got all of that in there too, Bakari. I got you. So let me first start with the first joint. We're gonna see, first of all, let's see what happened with this young brother, you know what I'm saying, just to get the story straight and see what they talking about. All right, yeah, let me do this first and then all right, Bakari, and then just let me know if you can't hear it and let me know if you can.
All right.
Developing story: a teenager is arrested for raping
I can hear it. Can y'all hear it? Pause it right quick, Forecast. Can y'all hear it in the chat? All right, now go ahead and play. See if they can hear it. Y'all hear it? Pause it right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
they can hear it. They can hear it.
All right.
Get to a developing story. A teenager is arrested for raping a high school student, and it all happened on campus.
Investigators say the attack happened almost a month ago at McEachern High School. That's in Cobb County. CBS 46's Adam Murphy live outside the school with the very latest on this disturbing story, Adam.
It definitely is disturbing, Rick. It happened, of course, last month, as you mentioned, in November. According to the criminal arrest warrant, it happened in a boys' restroom right here on campus. On a day when students focused on final exams at McEachern High School in Cobb County.
Stunned. I mean, 100%.
The community focused on the arrest of a 16-year-old student charged with rape.
He watches the kids without his mother even asking. I mean, I've seen him around children. He's been in my house. I mean, he's going to school. He said he wants to be a doctor. It's stunning.
The criminal warrant states that in November, Malachi Impata took a 15-year-old student to an area of the school where there are no cameras. After slapping her, he reportedly grabbed her throat, called her a name, and took her into the boys' bathroom where he allegedly raped her. CBS 46 went to the boys' home, but no one answered the door. Neighbors across the street were stunned.
I just honestly, I'm shocked. I just can't believe what he's being accused of. He's just a very gentle, kind person. I've driven him to school before. I've been alone in the car with him, and he's always been very polite.
The Cobb County School District released this statement saying, quote, as soon as school administration was alerted, the school immediately reported the incident to Crimes Against Children and local authorities to continue the investigation.
You're supposed to feel safe when you go to school. You know, you shouldn't have things like that happen at school. And it's so unfortunate all around.
And Malachi's neighbors tell me they were so shocked by this, they initially thought that this may be a case of mistaken identity. But as it stands right now, that's not the case. We will continue to follow developments in this story. Live outside McEachern High School in Cobb County tonight, Adam Murphy.
All right. Yeah, Bakari. And first of all, I want y'all to see all of these stories. Like, I want y'all to see who really be coming to these comment sections, like, especially what they be saying. And they deleted my comments, but you know, well, like, I want y'all to see like what they be out here really thinking and saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there are some black people on this one, but that's not usually the case, you know. And you know, of course you're gonna see like, you know, rapists are always kind and polite, you know what I'm saying? And you see all the stuff that they be saying, and you know, they calling them a predator, you know. But you know, I want y'all to see what's going on and like how they feel, because they don't need no kind of evidence or nothing like that. Once a white girl scream rape on a black man, that's a wrap, because that's all they need, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they're gonna be saying racist stuff like this guy, you know. And you know, this is what always is you know, on these comment sections, and these are the people that's really out here, you know what I'm saying, that you trying to cape for and that you pleading to. This is how they think, you know what I'm saying? But yo, yeah, and Pakar, you can jump in, because you know, first I wanted to show you like the story that they said what happened, you know.
You good? Well, you know, we already talked about this. I'm glad you're talking about it again, because we need more attention to it. I've been trying to get some brothers here, sisters that I've met, and I've seen them out doing their work, to go up there with me. So can I go ahead and talk freely about the school and everything? Okay, this school, that school where that happened, my oldest son graduated from, probably where my daughter might graduate from. It's a majority black school. But I met the principal, and I had word with this principal, because if you go down forecast and you read some of those comments, you see they were talking about they're glad how quickly the principal called law enforcement or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
My son got in a fight when he was in the 10th grade, 10th or 11th grade. So the way it worked here, if you do anything in the 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, once you get to the 7th and 8th grade, that one mark follow you all the way through high school. It's not a start over, right? So a kid had punched my son. Say he was playing, slapped him in the back of the head, and my son got up and punched him. This is a black woman. She went through hell and high water to get my son expelled from school. And I literally had to fight it. I went to the school board. I had to call the meeting. She knew she was lying. She didn't show up. So for me dealing with that principal, it doesn't surprise me how quickly she took the other people's word going against a young black man. I just had to tell her, you're upset because you're single. I don't know if she was single or not, but she have a problem with young black men, period. And she should not be in charge of and have to be over those young black men, because she didn't listen to anything else anyone said. When other people say they saw, she went in by herself. She claimed he forced her in, right? But then you got witnesses, 4 witnesses. One of them is an adult, a custodian, a county employee who say he saw it. And all that is ignored because of the problem she has with black men. I got into it with the football coach there. My son, not an athlete, he was what he used to call himself, because he was on a debate team. They won debate champ. He was what do you say, a debate elite. I forget what he said, but he liked sports. He just wasn't athletic like that, right? So he had friends on the football team, right? So with his friends on the football team, he asked me, could he go out for the team? He didn't expect to get any playing time. He was just happy to be around his friends and happy to be on the team. So when they start letting kids play toward the end of the season, blowout or whatever, my son didn't get in the game. And I hear them talking. They had already spread the word. He wasn't going to play because my son refused to stand for the national anthem, white football coach. And my son he threatened to kick my son off the team. So I had to go at him. And you could have seen those I mean, you cannot kick my son off the team for that shit, is my words. You say I can speak freely, right?
Yeah, you could.
So I'm speaking on this school. And he raised his hand, right? Like pointing at my face. I said, if you don't put your hand down, I'm going to beat your ass. But you could have seen these black men. If I was you, I wouldn't say nothing to him. He going to think you trying to start something. He going to think you trying to be like Colin Kaepernick. I say, man, I ain't never stood for no national anthem in my life before I even knew a Colin Kaepernick existed, before he was ever even thought about. A pledge allegiance to a flag of this country. We would have got a whooping for that. My daddy would have whooped us for that. And if we did do it, better not let him find out, or you get a whooping for that. So I've been teaching my kids the same thing since they were little. And he didn't stand. And the black people that were scared to stand with me. I've been going through, when I go out here and fight, I'm in this fight alone. One woman, a black lady, heard me and a black guy, heard me and the coach talking. She walked up to me and threatened to punch. And fake, you know how you fake at somebody like she's gonna hit me? She heard me and the coach talking, and she told the coach, Coach, I don't care what he say, you're doing a good job, and faked at me, taking up for this white man. Shut up, boy. Boy, didn't you hear me say shut up? But she was not gonna take me down that road and have me argue with a black woman in front of that white man like that. I control that. Now, she didn't know that I knew her husband. And I don't even know who told her husband. But me and her husband was cool. And when me and her husband was talk, her husband was more like me and you, right? It's amazing how he made her come apologize. She didn't say he did, but I know who did it. Because me and him saw each other, we spoke, we shook hands, and she called me to I want to apologize, I'm sorry. But that's what we go through at that school. And I'm afraid that if we don't get together, and if I can't get people together soon enough, that young man would do a year, 2 years in jail with no proof before they let him out. We're going to have to stand with that young brother. The people that's not here, stand with him in spirit. Send us well wishes. But I'm trying to coordinate something now with some people, so we can go and find out what's going on. Go ahead, Forecast. I hear the mic.
Yeah, my brother. And yo, you good. We on the backup channel on the I don't think this one is as blacklisted though, so that's the crazy part, but it's smaller. But you know, because I wanted to, because I'm not gonna show these videos because but I
Thanks
just
for
wanted y'all to see the comments, they're talking about some things, Democratic Party, and then probably some black person caping for the Democratic Party. And then, it's just all of these comments is all of these comments is just, you know what I'm saying? you know, basically what they're saying. I just want y'all to get an idea about what's going on out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? Try him as an adult and throw away the key and hold a parent that's responsible as well. So, you know, he should be locked up forever. You know what I'm saying? He said accused allegedly, not saying that it did not happen, but with all the stories about crime these days, you know, I usually now this is the jury pool
Tonight,
here.
Cobb County police charge and arrest
So
a
hold
16-year-old
on, let me
suspect.
pause this because she ain't saying nothing. But you know, he talking about some evil walks among us, and now we have seen whole towns, you know what I'm saying, drop down, killed, and all of that stuff, and we still be scared to say evil walks among us, you know what I'm saying? But that's the first thing they're gonna jump to with this little white girl. Now let's see what she was talking about. You know what I'm saying? She said, you know, he got arrested. This young brother got arrested after the police accused him of forcing himself on her. Now, he was arrested December the 7th. It happened sometime in November 17th. And he was charged with rape and sodomy, right? So he's saying he raped and sodomized her. Now, he is no longer a student at the school. So, you know what I'm saying? The police accused this young brother of pushing this little 15-year-old white girl. I guess her name is Lita Maria or something like that. I don't know. But he said he threw her against the wall and grabbed her by the throat and then start calling her misogynistic names. I guess he called her a bitch or something, but you know how these white bitches is. You know, these white bitches be crazy. So he took her to a location with no cameras. You know, he's just that good, you know, and then he slapped her and forced her to give her oral, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't really understand that. So, you know, this is the part where you was talking about, Bakari. It said he told the victim to go into the boy's bathroom where he raped her. You know what I'm saying? So when the school was alerted, they reported the incident, you know what I'm saying? And now they're charging this young 16-year-old brother as an adult, you know what I'm saying? After and they just put raped a 15-year-old girl, not allegedly or nothing like that. He just raped her, you know? So, yeah, I just want y'all to see this, you know what I'm saying? It say the same thing. But, and we're going to get into all of that other stuff, but, yo, Bakar, you got something to say? And then they putting this young brother face and name all on the TV. But I want y'all to notice, because this is the same thing in all of these stories. Even when they are the criminal, they rarely put their names in their locations and all of that stuff. They don't put the police name in it. They don't put the white girl's victim name. But, you know, a young black girl, they will put her name out there, you know what I'm saying, just to let y'all know. But this is the kind of stuff that you have to go through, you know. But Bakar, you wanna say something before I go to the next one?
Go ahead and go to the next one.
All right, hold on. Yo, what's up, Wig Williams? What's up, bro? How you doing? Hey, shout out to my sister Matilda. What's going on, Rashid? I can't see the chat when I'm sharing the screen, so let me go to the next one. All right. So, all right, hold on. Let me share the screen. All right.
School in Cobb County. And at McEachern High School in Cobb County.
Fox News' Denise Dillon found out the boy accused.
You can hear that, Bakari?
Yes, I can.
All right.
And at McEachern High School in Cobb County.
Fox News' Denise Dillon found out the boy accused of raping her was a fellow student.
I've read over the warrant and took a look at the jail logs. The student accused of the assault is charged with 2 felonies. I can also tell you he is no longer a student here at McEachern High. It was a Wednesday afternoon, shortly after the last bell of the day rang here at McEachern High School, when, according to a Cobb County warrant, a 15-year-old girl was raped and sodomized inside the school building. The warrant states another student, Malachi Empata, just a year older, forced the girl up against a wall, called her names, and grabbed her throat. According to documents, he forced the girl to go to a place in the school where there were no cameras and forcibly sodomized her. According to the warrant, Empata then told the girl to go into the restroom inside the school. The girl told investigators she was scared he would hurt her. Once in the restroom, according to the warrant, he held her down, his hand was around her neck, and he raped her. The documents say Empata also slapped her and forced her to perform other sexual acts. A Cobb County school spokesperson released a statement saying, as soon as school administration was alerted, the school immediately reported the incident to Crimes Against Children and local authorities to continue the investigation. The statement went on to say that due to federal privacy laws, they could not give further details, except to say the male student is no longer enrolled in Cobb schools. Cobb County jail records show 16-year-old Malachi Empata was booked into the adult detention center last week. He is charged with rape and aggravated sodomy. Court documents say the alleged assault happened in mid-November. Again, because of privacy laws, the school district could not release much information, but they do say that student safety is a top priority, and they urge any student, parent, or staff member with concerns to report them to the Safety Alert tip line. In Cobb County.
All right, yeah. So Bakari, because after this, I'm gonna show the things that you're talking about. What's going on, brother? Supremacy. But
Hey, forecast. I'm listening, but I had to step away for a second. All right.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but first of all, I want y'all to see how shaky that story is. Now, this brother, they said he took her to a place in the school where there is no cameras, so there will have to be cameras. You know what I'm saying, of him dragging her or forcing her to go to a place. Now, they can go back and look on the cameras and see if she was going there, if she was leading him there. You know what I'm saying? Because historically, it has been them who has flipped it on us. But, you know, of course, according to his story, now, he took her to a place where there are no cameras, you know. So then in that spot, he choked her, put his hand around her neck, and raped her or whatever, you know, or forced him to give her you know, orals, you know what I'm saying, forced her to go down on him or whatever, you know, and grabbed him by the neck to do it, you know. Now, you know, I never really got that, because then you would probably just bite him or whatever, but you know, that's according to the story. So then after they leave that place, they travel to the bathroom, you know. Of course, they had to go through the cameras and all of that kind of stuff, you know, and so they go to the place, you know what I'm saying? And then he gets her in the bathroom and rapes her. And then she comes out of the bathroom, and then, you know, this doesn't become a story. He doesn't get arrested or whatever until December the 7th, a couple of weeks later. And I'm not sure how all of this stuff happened. But of course, you know, there are holes in, you know, the story, and it should probably be investigated before you just go out and assume and charge this young brother as an adult for aggravated rape, for aggravated assault, whatever, you know, for rape. And in the same county, and I don't even know if Bakari saw this story, where a teacher had sex with one of the students, and he was charged with not even no serious stuff. Like he was charged with lesser crimes than this young brother was charged with. But you know, I want y'all to see that. And I don't know if Bakari is back, and you can speak whenever you come back, Bakari. Because I definitely want to show one more thing, because I wanted to get your take on, like, because I'm about to show the witnesses part. But let me see. But yeah, so in the thing, you know, now one of the comments on there was like, you know, and y'all see this, they got this young brother face all over the screen. He's not convicted or nothing like that. He's 16 years old, not an adult or whatever. And I'm not sure the laws in Georgia, you know, Bakari can correct me, but I'm pretty sure 16 is not an adult in Georgia. Yet they putting him on blast, putting his face out there, putting his name out there, but they haven't said this young girl's name. But I found some information about who she is, and like, well, at least I don't know her name, but I want to show you at least her face. So let me put it up since they want to and because we got to be aware, we got to do our investigative tips, you know what I'm saying, and look at all sides of the coin here. So you see it's private, but this is her Instagram right here, apparently, and like I said, somebody sent it to me. So this is the person right here who is saying this young brother did what he did, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if nobody has her, and apparently she's 15 years old, so I'm not even going to even hit that or nothing like that, because we know how they get down historically, and she's already accused somebody, you know what I'm saying? But this is the thing that we have to start learning, you know what I'm saying? We let our urges control us, but we are in a war, right? That's how you continue to lose. You control every aspect of how society works, and sexual dominance is one of the main powers of this system. And historically, we know how white women have done. And I would argue, I would debate anybody that in this country, white women probably have raped black men more than the other way around. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is what we have to start recognizing. You know what I'm saying? Especially young brothers, you have to teach your children the truth about what's going on. And I've done so many videos on this, and if we got time, I'll show, what I'm saying, like just a little bit of the depth that this goes, because we think that Emmett Till was in the 50s and all of that stuff, and we have the illusion of inclusion. Like, these people aren't still doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? These white bitches be lying. You know what I'm saying? If we want to talk about somebody lying, but I don't know if Bakari back, but speak. You can speak whenever you come back too, bro.
Look, man, they're always lying. And it's just that simple. And our people is constantly railroaded, but it seems as if our people don't learn. We have to start teaching our youth. We don't want our kids, we don't want our sons to go through. Man, let me take this, cause I'm so sorry, man. All this just happened all at once. I'm still here though.
Yeah, you good. Cause I'm gonna get into the next video anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. So hold on, let me share the screen again. All right.
Story. Neighbors of a teen charged with raping a student at school say they don't believe the allegations, but the accusations are so disturbing. Channel 2 Tom Jones is live in Cobb County. Tom, some parents are disturbed by the crime the student is accused of committing.
Oh, of course, Linda. As one parent told me, you send your child here to McEachern High thinking they're safe, and then you hear about these disturbing allegations. I also spoke to neighbors of 16-year-old Malachi Impata. They don't believe he could hurt a fly.
There's no way. No way, sir.
David Dale has a hard time believing the serious allegations that has his neighbor, 16-year-old Malachi Impata, in serious trouble. His wife also doesn't believe it.
I'm shocked. I don't believe that. I just can't.
They were stunned after I told them Impata now faces felony rape charges. This warrant indicates a frightened 15-year-old student says back in November, Impata took her to an area of McEachern High School where there are no cameras. She said it was after school when Impata grabbed her by the throat, called her a name, then took her inside a boy's bathroom where he attacked.
That's an unfortunate situation, but I just can't believe he would do that. He's a really good kid and a good person.
News that police say a student was raped on campus didn't sit well with parents picking up their children.
I mean, my daughter goes to school here. You send your kids to school thinking that they're safe.
Then something like this happens, she said. The school district sent me this statement that says it immediately reported the incident and safety of the students is a top priority. Sarah Dale says Malachi has been around teenage girls in her home and she's never had any problems.
He's never done anything like that or even gave me a creepy, feeling.
And Impata is being held without bond for now. His attorney said he didn't want to try this case in the media. Meanwhile, police and the school system says they can't release more information because of privacy laws. We're live in Cobb County. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action.
All right. What's going on, Pastor?
Look, we are continuously surrounded by these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Continuously. And we still do the same things. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't believe that young man did anything. And it's a lot of time we have not done anything dealing with them and we end up in jail. But we have to be willing enough. We have to be strong enough to tell our youth. We have to be strong enough to tell them the truth. We have to be. Because if we don't tell them the truth, they will end up like that young man. Or like this guy, he's years older than me, about 7, 8 years older than me. He's longer. Three of my older brothers, right? The school I went to was like 99% black. When my brothers graduated from, I didn't graduate from this school. It was 2 white people in the school, so that make us 2 white people and about 3 Mexicans. So what that would make us like 97% black, right? Whole school. Well, anyway, this one guy, he was messing with the white girl, and people told him not to. 80s, and he told them not to. Well, they got caught, and everybody, but she told her parents, rape. He went to jail for a whole year when everybody knew that he didn't rape her. A whole year, no bail. A whole year. No bail. Because of something people knew. They knew this wasn't the truth. They knew she was lying. Most stinking, nasty, poor white trash. Their name was Schaefer. They knew she was lying. Everybody did. But he did a year. And I'm afraid if we don't come together and do something, this young man will be doing that same year or more without bail. For something he didn't do. So now this is what I have to say. There's no need to continue to complain about them being racist bigots. It's not them that have to change. The history is the greatest teacher, and they continue to do the same thing. So when are we going to change what we do? in how we act with these people. I yield the mic.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. And yeah, I'm about to show those screenshots that like y'all need you to help me break them down, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show like what the witnesses of who was there had to say. But even on the news, you notice they only show white witnesses and stuff like that, and they all vouch for this young brother's character. But the word of a white woman, now we haven't heard, or a white girl, and especially a super white girl, you know. But we haven't heard one thing about this white girl's character, this white bitch character, you know what I'm saying? This young white bitch character. And we haven't heard about whether she be lying, whether she's a good person, none of that. All we've heard that, oh, well, this young brother, he's so nice. He's so peaceful. He wouldn't hurt a fly. I can't even believe that this would happen. But her word, a tear, anything, and it's enough to convict a young brother. And we don't control systems to where we can actually make sure that there is actual justice for whatever is happening. Because what we are experiencing, what we have experienced over and over, which is why I showed the Emmett Till thing in the beginning, because his mom is still giving the same press conference that, you know, the people that we have today are giving, you know what I'm saying? As Tamir Rice's mom, you know, they have the same press conference if you look at it. And that should be enough for us to want to stick together and build and do the things that we have to do. But we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I'm gonna show the screen shares, and Bakar, you can say something if you want to.
Pastor 0316, you correct. 500 years in counting.
Yeah. And I should have seen what it looked like, you know what I'm saying, first. But let me know if you can see that. Can you see it?
No, but you want to read them?
Let me see. All right. I mean, that's as big as I can get it, I guess. I don't know how much it's sharing, but you know, it's a somebody said, I guess one of the witnesses, you know what I'm saying, I guess somebody who goes to the school said, first off, that was a lie. I was there. Old girl is dead for real lying. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, what you mean? And then the person said, it happened. I stayed home after school. She followed him into the bathroom. She told the custodian she was trans and then ran away. And then I'm with my cousin, and he said she kept blocking the doorway, and he kept asking her to move, and she would push him. And then the person said, she said that nigga, you know. So I guess that's one of the witnesses from the school. And then you know, the next one, I'm not sure who this was. And he said he didn't rape her. I was there. That's why they called me in the office. And this person said, all right, can I put this on my story without your name in it? It said, it's a long story, but she basically trying to get herself out of trouble, which is a historic thing that they've done. And I'm gonna show that still some more. But can I put the story without showing your name in it? He said, yeah. All right. And yeah, you and Bakari, like comment on this stuff whenever too, because you know what I'm saying, I want to hear what you got to say. All right. So the person said, I don't know if that's true, but the person said, basically, I was there at the after school event, and I went upstairs and I saw them both come out the bathroom, and the janitor was there. So he was questioning them. And I asked him because I know him, and I was like, what was he doing with her in the bathroom? Like was he trying to get in trouble? And then he was saying that she followed him in there, which I'm pretty sure was true because he didn't go into the bathroom first. He didn't bring her to the bathroom, and he told me that she went into the store and she stood in front, and he tried to get out, but she pushed him in there. So she pushed him in the bathroom, and basically she was trying to do something, but he wasn't. And when the general questioner, she came up with a sob story, and she was like, "Oh, I'm trans, so I felt more comfortable in the boys' bathroom." So basically, she said, "I'm trans, that's why she in the bathroom." And then she ran because she didn't want to get in trouble. Like, she left right away before someone they could call someone. So, this is what this person is saying. There's two people now saying that she forced him to go in the bathroom. It was her idea. She came out and told the janitor that she was a trans because she didn't want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? We know what white women will do. We seen thousands of deaths because the white woman didn't want to get in trouble, quote unquote. And so I guess this is
We can go on and on and on. Have you read all of them yet? I don't
this is the
think
last
so.
one right here. I think this is the
Oh,
janitor right here.
okay, yeah, okay, go ahead.
I think so. I don't know. He said her hair was messed. I think this is the janitor's account. Her hair was messed up. She was literally grinning when she walked out until the generator started. Until the he said generator started questioning her. I think he meant janitor. And she was like big, so I couldn't understand how she was blocking the door. And I knew him, and I knew that he didn't want her. So I guess it's not, but plus she's a white female and he's a black male. He's going to get charged as an adult. He's facing 15 to 20 years, which is not funny, like, at all. And the cops are white. I'm not saying that it's a race thing, but it could be biased. And I'm saying it's a race thing, and it's probably definitely biased. I'm gonna say it is definitely biased. And that post, those are her claims, not his statement. And it was at an angle where the cameras couldn't. Something really isn't proof like that, and I couldn't see that part. But yeah, that's the last screen share, Bakari. About that.
You know what, man? We're gonna have. We know what they are. Think about this. Her one word overrides 4 black people word. One of them is a full-grown adult. Think about that. Think about that. Her word.
Can you see that, Bakari?
Uh-huh.
All right, go ahead.
Her word overrides 4 black people. And they wonder why. They say that we act the way we act. I wonder why we don't do more. I wonder why our people can't see this. Love is love when ain't nobody trying to love you. Power to all the oppressed people. For what? She'll say she's oppressed. You ever thought about that forecast? She would say she's oppressed.
Do I think about it? I go in on them all the time.
But I'm
I'm
just
like,
saying, but to think about that, she would say she's oppressed.
mm-hmm.
We better be race first, and only. And we're gonna have to come together to say this, young man. I get it, mate.
Yo, that's a fact. Yo, we definitely had to have this young brother's back. And yo, that's a fact, yo, Bakari. I go in on, and I make it a purpose to go in on them. You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that they have done and continue to do. They call themselves a minority. They are a person of color. If people don't even realize, when you say people of color, they are in that group. Now they benefit from the white supremacy system that they help maintain, that they probably are the creators of, and more horrible than the male probably, but they also benefit from the people of color. So they get all the affirmative action jobs and all of this stuff. They fill the minority block, even though they're the highest voter block. Even though they're the highest this, they're the highest that. They create feminism. But then you have white women like Rebecca Latimer Felton, who went around calling for black men to be lynched because they may rape a white woman. And historically, we know that cities have been destroyed because a white woman was cheating on her husband and just said a black man raped her so she wouldn't get in trouble. who said, I will tell them you raped me if you don't have sex with me right now. And we see this brother, he said he didn't want him. You know, she might, who knows what she looked like if she could say that she's trans and people believe that, you know. So I mean, this brother didn't want her, and he probably knows the danger. But even when you say no, this is still the danger that they can represent. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start teaching our children, but more importantly, we have to start having something that we can have in place so that this does not keep happening from generation to generation. And yo, Bakar, you want to say something? Because it's just a couple more stuff that I want to share just to show people more evidence of everything that's been going on and stuff they've been doing.
No, continue showing them.
All right. So, you know, these are just other cases right here, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we know about the lying white women, and I'm gonna call these bitches out, these white bitches out all day, you know what I'm saying? And when I say bitches, I'm talking about both of them, you know what I'm saying? The male and the female, you know what I'm saying, person, because they both bitches, you know what I'm saying? But yo, I want to show you a bunch of other cases because I cover countless cases of these events, you know what I'm saying? Because it happened all the time, and that's what I'm trying to show people. So, yo, I'm gonna show you another video of this white girl. All right. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Now to that false rape charge, 1 year in prison. That sentence tonight for the woman who falsely accused 2 football players from Sacred Heart University in Connecticut of rape. The students say what she did has changed their lives forever, even though they have been cleared of all wrongdoing. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis with our lead story tonight. He's live in Bridgeport. Marcus.
That's right, Bill. Those 2 students were never arrested, never charged with any crime, but the accusation was serious enough. So much so, they say they had to leave school, their reputation in tatters. She pursed her lips. She rolled her eyes, but Nikki Yavino's body language couldn't change the outcome. A year in jail for telling a lie that cost 2 young men their college careers.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could have imagined.
Malik St. Hilaire was never arrested, but Yavino claimed he and another student raped her while all 3 attended Sacred Heart University in 2016. Instead, it was the Long Island native who was charged when the police investigation revealed sexual activity had occurred, but was consensual. Prosecutors say Yavino made up the rape claim because she didn't want to upset another student she was interested in.
Her willingness to accept this plea deal reflects her accountability for what happened.
But it wasn't that simple. At first, Yavino insisted she had been assaulted and rejected a plea deal. It was only during jury selection before trial that she changed her mind again and pleaded guilty.
I just hope that, she knows what she's done. The fact that my life will never be the same. I have anxiety, I have PTSD from this.
It's bad enough that they were accused of such heinous behavior, though never arrested. But then to have her story change over and over and over again, it's as if you were kicked while you were down.
Well, the other student who chose to remain anonymous lost a football scholarship over this. Both men say they plan to sue Yavino in civil court. As for the criminal case, she has been in custody since that guilty plea in June. It will count as time served towards that 1 year sentence.
All right, now this first one, I don't really like this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Nikki Yavino or something like that. Now, this hoe was being a slut, and she was cheating on her boyfriend with 2 black dudes at a party, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to get too graphic. So, you know what I'm saying? She didn't want her white boyfriend to get mad, so she said that they raped her. You know what I'm saying? Now, she was like super arrogant and everything, like she was just gonna get away with it and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she was, they showed her rolling her eyes in court, you know what I'm saying, just with this snobby attitude, you know what I'm saying? And these brothers didn't think nothing was gonna be nothing wrong with messing with this little white girl, and everything was gonna be all right because how black men always, I'm not even gonna say that, but like I said, I don't like this bitch, you know what I'm saying? She was like really devious and then arrogant about it. And she ended up getting 1 year in jail, you know what I'm saying, which is like crazy because, like I said, white women and until white women and black men get the same level of time in jail, because I haven't heard one white liberal nobody say that black men and white women and the sentencing gap that come into prison. So until black men and white women and everybody in between getting the same amount of time, I don't want to hear nothing about it. But she got 1 year in jail because she you know, she just for lying. And it wasn't even a serious charge for her, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think she went to jail, prison, or whatever. So
And did you ever hear about the Barbie bank robbers? I know I told you about that, right?
yeah.
Did y'all ever hear the Barbie bank robbers? Where these two white girls robbed banks. Now the black dudes didn't go in the bank. According to what they say, the black dudes was not even wasn't in the getaway car. But the two white girls went to court and said the two black dudes they was messing with told them to rob the bank. They got 5 years probation.
Hurt a lot of people.
The black dudes got like 3 years in prison.
Yeah, go ahead, Bakari. My bad. My
No,
bad.
no, that's it. And we still going down that same road.
Oh yeah, I remember it because I was just listening. You said that case like the last time I talked to, or not the last time I talked to you. I think I
Yeah.
don't even know if you said it on live. It might have been you called me and told me that. But yo, that's the thing. Like they didn't even do anything, and the white woman didn't go to jail, but the black man did go to jail. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But yo, this is the and there's one more after this. You know what I'm saying? Then I ain't gonna.
Hurt a lot of people, and words can't express.
A Denison woman's now former fiance can't believe she lied to police, the community, and even him about being kidnapped and raped. Good evening, I'm Brandon Todd. First on Fox 4 News at 5:30 tonight. The claim was alarming and racially charged. 18-year-old Brianna Harmon Talbot claimed 3 black men grabbed her, forced her into a van, and raped her. 2 weeks later, she's in jail for making a false report. Fox 4's Natalie Solis is at the Denison Police Department with the update. Natalie.
Well, Brandon, police say shortly after Brianna Talbot turned up at that church, cut and partially dressed, her story started to unravel, but not before it spun out of control on social media, sparking outrage and fear in this community.
I was hurt.
Sam Hollingsworth, Brianna Talbot's ex-fiance, moving on after a terrible betrayal.
He was hurt.
Hard to take in whenever I found out about everything.
Denison police say Talbot lied about being abducted on March 8th from these apartments and raped in some woods behind a church where she showed up with cuts and no pants on. Police say much of her story didn't add up. After questioning her several times, they say Talbot confessed, admitting even her wounds were self-inflicted.
And even though we know the story now to be a hoax, there's going to be people down the road that are going to remember this, and they may not remember the outcome. And that may put a stain on our community that we can't get rid of.
Talbot now charged with making a false report, a Class B misdemeanor, and police want her to pay for the extensive resources they used to investigate her claim.
I think we've put as much or more into this as we do a murder investigation.
Hollingsworth says he and Talbot had an argument the day she turned up at the church about the couple moving after he joined the Army, but he can't explain why she'd allegedly stage a rape.
Someone who I actually trusted and was planning on spending the rest of my life with could actually do something like that to me and everybody else in this community.
Yeah, trusting these white bitches, bro. But like first of all, when the cop dude talking about a stain on our community, he talking about a lynching. That's what he really talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's the stain on their community that he meant. You know what I'm saying? And this little white bitch, she was being a slut. She got mad because you know how them white girls in the Army wives be. You know what I'm saying? I know about all them white boys be like, that's because we think that black men and black women the only ones with problems. Those white dudes, especially the ones in the military, you should hear the stuff that they be talking about white bitches because they be seeing the real white bitches. You know what I'm saying? And they be having babies on them and all that. And this little white girl then disappeared after they got in an argument. And then a day later, show up at a church. And before she went into church, she took her pants off, scratched herself up, beat herself up, you know what I'm saying? And went into church and say 3 black men abducted me and raped me. You know what I'm saying? But of course, her story fell apart. You know what I'm saying? She had to admit that she did it to herself. You know, and then this white boy hurt because, you know what I'm saying, she probably was with 3 black men, but it wasn't rape. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you want to say something about this one, Bakari?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. It just boiled down, and I don't want to just sound like a tape recorder. It's just the same thing, man. We got to be careful. We keep falling for the same thing. That's who they are. That's what they do. And we keep doing it. So, but then what we'll do, we'll look and we'll find. See, she didn't do it, and that's gonna speak for all of them. And then you find the one black girl who's bad. Look at her, and that speak for all of them. The theme of this was that last night we did our show forecast, fighting losing battles, the night before.
I can't even remember.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I think it was last night.
See, this come down to us. See, me and you can constantly say forecast, and I know I've been constantly saying it, and I'm sounding like a broken record, right? This is who they are. We try to change them. We don't learn. Well, we got to look in the mirror and change ourselves. We have to want to change or continue to go down the same road. Or continue to go down the same road. So what are we going to do? Go ahead. I get it, Mike.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? And this is the last one.
Let's
I'm
talk
gonna go ahead
about
and show
false
it.
rape and sexual
And
assault.
I probably shouldn't even show this
accusations.
dude
Trust
stuff
the
on here,
victims.
but whatever.
Why? Because
cares?
false rape accusations are relatively rare. Because I know that there is
Which is
massive
false.
stigma for people even coming forward about being the victims.
And this is the white liberals here. You know what I'm saying? These are the white liberals. You know?
My default is to trust the victims. Why? Because false rape accusations are relatively rare. Because I know that there is massive stigma for people even coming forward about being the victims of sexual assault and rape. And as I've said before, any social welfare system is going to have some free riders. Any crime reporting system is going to have some false reports. But mathematically, we need to consider whether we would upend those systems as a result of that small percentage of people. However, and this is
Bakari, would you upend the system because of the millions of black people that have died because women bitches like this white girl right here holding her hand up? Would you be for overcoming that system?
is where now some on the left may not be so pleased with
Man, I'm talking. Hold on, forecast. Hold up.
Oh,
Man,
yeah, I
I'm
hear
talking. I was talking and answering your question, and I was on mute. I'm sorry. I'm just up here just talking.
Yeah, I didn't want to put you on blast, so I just kept going.
I was on mute, man, but I was talking.
Okay, my
My
bad.
bad. Yes, I want to tear this system up, completely tear it down. It needs to be completely torn down, or we create our own and get away from theirs. Something gonna have to happen, and we're gonna go extinct. Now, go ahead.
My bad.
that
I'm
when
gonna try
there
to
are
get to the
no
part
actions cannot be tolerated.
because I don't
A
really care
woman
about what
has
he got to
now
say.
been sent to jail for 45 days for making up a story about being raped by a black man in a Delta College parking lot. I'm talking about 21-year-old Mary Zolkowski, who's been sentenced to not only those 45 days in jail, but also 2 years of probation with 220 days of deferred jail, meaning if she violates probation, she would have to serve 220 additional days. And as we now understand the story, Zolkowski says she was previously sexually assaulted, not anybody on the Delta College campus, not a black guy, but that she was ashamed to come forward initially and ended up apparently projecting a prior sexual assault onto a vague black man on the college campus. It now is unclear whether she was even actually sexually assaulted prior to the accusation of rape that she made against this amorphous black man on the Delta College campus. Police heard her story originally, started investigating it, and found absolutely no evidence whatsoever. they actually did find a black guy with a criminal record on the Delta College campus, brought him in for a polygraph test, which the guy passed. And ultimately, Zolkowski admitted to police that the story is not true. This has to be taken very seriously. And if there's any argument to be made, it's that 45 days isn't enough. And the reason why I think it may not be enough is that the person who could have ended up in prison based on the false rape claim could have gotten 20 years in prison.
Wow.
And the only case for 45 days instead of more for this woman would be that, number one, as prescribed by the law, the max she could have gotten was 6 months for false reporting of a felony. That's how the law is currently written. And number two, her lawyer said that she suffers from bipolar disorder. And I am 100% sensitive to the impact of mental illness on behavior. But the primary point
Crazy white bitches, bro.
is you can, like me, have your default tendency be that you trust the victims, but you can still recognize that false accusations exist and have to be taken seriously. And this is yet another one of these political footballs. You've got the men's rights activist world. You've got this sort of Venn diagram of the Gamergate, alt-right, anti-SJW enclave. They will often push the idea that either you're against the false rape accusations or you don't care about them and you blindly believe every victim. The reality is more complex. The reality is that false rape accusations are rare, but they...
All right, I'm gonna stop him right there because I don't believe none of these white bitches. Let me say that right now. I'm gonna believe the brother first, and then we'll go from there. Oh, how you doing, Myra? I appreciate that. Yeah, you're not gonna get a DP. I just seen the comment that you left a long time ago, but yeah, definitely. But this fat white bitch, you know what I'm saying? Now she think, and I'm talking like that about them, and I'm saying these, I don't want to say cuss words, but I know kids is watching and stuff, but I'm saying this for a reason, you know what I'm saying? But this fat white bitch really going, because I don't even believe she was raped in the first place, because look at her, you know what I'm saying? Because we know who would say that, you know what I'm saying? And then they call it, like Matilda just said, they call it a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Like this, yeah, they are crazy white bitches now. They have a mental illness, but lock her ass up. You know what I'm saying? But she just made up a random black man, right? Said he raped her. They sweep the canvas. I don't even know if they had a description. They just start arresting black men and bringing them in for questioning. And if this one black man didn't pass a polygraph test, then who knows what would have happened. But because he passed a polygraph test, she gets 45 days in jail, and that's it. Now, again, if this was 1921, this would be Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody said they did something in the elevator. You know what I'm saying? But this white girl, this fat white bitch, just make up a story out of thin white air because no black man even wanted her. No man wanted her. But she just made up a story about her being raped. You know what I'm saying? And that was her punishment. And this fool talking about, oh yeah, well, we don't know, you know. We know the history that they have. We know that white women is some lying ass bitches. And I'm saying that, and I'm talking like this for a reason, you know what I'm saying? But Bakar, you got something to say?
They have always been lying bitches. That ain't the first time. What happened to this young man here, sadly, is not the last time. That's what they do. And we fall victim. You said if it was in the 50s or 60s, what did you say? It would have been what, a lynching? Do you remember in 2020 in North Carolina where they took a lynch mob to this young man's house because a white girl was missing and they knew him and the white girl was friends? Do you remember that? We just talked about that on live too. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was when that last year, it was in 2019 or 2020. Do you remember that though?
I think it was 2019. I don't know.
And they almost went there with a lynch mob.
Yo, it was a brother. He was with a group of, cause I did a video on this. I didn't even get that one. And he was with a group of them and they was ready to lynch him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not even joking. Like, they had it on video, you know what I'm saying? And then they was talking about we joking, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Bakari, so we don't be on here too late. It's just one more screen share. And it's like a video that I did because like I said, I've been on these white bitches' neck for the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I get y'all want to talk about yourselves and all of that stuff, but nobody want to talk about what these white bitches is out here doing because we want to talk about evil, conniving, and I don't even like to say evil, you know what I'm saying? But conniving, lying, killing. Do you know how many deaths are attributed to white women? And then I can even understand, you know what I'm saying, why I can understand why I can understand why white black women have a problem with that because black women and children like get killed because these white bitches be lying, you know what I'm saying? And that's the whole truth of it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna share one more thing, you know what I'm saying? And this is one of my videos that I had. Make sure I got it straight. All right, hold on. Let me get the video real quick. And this white supremacist troll trying to, you know what I'm saying, laugh, but they understand the truth of it because Ida B. Wells broke this down and we still trying to, you know what I'm saying, say that. Hold on. Matilda said we have to push the bigger issue for tougher sentences for these liars. Facts. You are right. And they always lie. We have to separate from them. Some blacks are buying land and starting cities. That's a fact, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Can I say something about that right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
When we buy our land, let's not announce it to the whole world. Remember the women in Georgia that bought that land forecast, the people in Georgia that's about supposedly 100 acres, right?
Yeah.
They started announcing saying it was black. Now all of a sudden, now it's for people of color and white people who want to see black people treated right. Yeah, that's what it's for now. People pressured them, so they switched up. Now you can announce it to the world if you're like me, if you're like Forecast. Can't nobody tell me what to do with my land that I spent my money for, or that we spend our money for. But if we're not strong enough to stand up to that beast, don't announce it to the world. If we are, we can announce it to the world. It's our business. And you're right, we do need to buy more land. We do need more safe havens. For us, in the process of buying this land, we also need to start paying to make sure we have as a military, a militia, to protect our stuff. That's what we need. We need everything they have, or as close to it as possible. Forecast, I got to listen offline, man. This is my daughter still calling. I know y'all heard that phone ringing. My son said he was gonna go pick her up and he went to bed.
Hi, yeah, that's cool, my brother.
So
I
I'm
appreciate
gonna
you
listen.
coming
I'm
on.
gonna listen offline.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna try to. You about to get off in a minute, huh?
yeah, in a few more, I'm gonna show one more screen share, then that'll be it.
Okay, go ahead. Let me see. I think I might have about 5 more minutes. Let me see that screen share.
All right, hold on. Let me do it real quick. Now, like, yeah, I done made a lot of videos about this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just showing.
Troubling case dubbed Gardening While Black.
An African-American man who's an urban farmer ended up on trial over the allegations of 3 white women angered by his work on a community garden.
7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig tells us what happened and how it played out in court.
Mark Peoples went on trial this week on 3 counts of misdemeanor stalking, and by the time it was over, the judge had harsh words for the 3 women who claimed to be the victims.
These women, clearly were lying, you know what I mean? Clearly they were lying.
They complained, saying that you have threatened them in the past. Mark Peoples says for months, 3 women who are white repeatedly called Detroit police on him for working on a garden in an old park on the city's east side, falsely accusing him of being a pedophile and having a gun. And when he painted trees red, black, and green, colors of the Pan-African flag, he was accused of being in a gang.
None of this was true. None of it is true. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't, this was purposely done to try to destroy my life.
People's attorney Robert Burton Harris says this was a case of
gardening while black, where you have people calling the police on mostly African Americans for doing very mundane things.
Do you think she moved into this neighborhood to be called a racist?
This man is a friend of one of the 3 women whose complaints ultimately landed Peoples in handcuffs, charged with 3 counts of misdemeanor stalking.
They were willing to call me a pedophile. They were willing to call me a gangbanging, gun-toting, racist. You know what I mean? And I was doing anything but planting the seed, you know, to try to help my community grow.
Hey, the part about him coming out and farming and teaching kids how to farm, it's fantastic. Oh my God, you know, please do more of that, you know. But at the same time, you can't get done digging a hole over here, teaching kids how to do it, and then walk over and say, I'm going to burn your house down and run you out of here because you're white.
But when Peoples went on trial this week, 36th District Court Judge Elenise Bryant acquitted Peoples, siding with the urban farmer in a directed verdict. And she believes this was a case very much about race.
It was clearly, in my opinion, that these ladies had engaged in not only harassment of Mr. Peoples, but illegal conduct towards Mr. Peoples.
They just strictly thought that their so-called white privilege was going to work this time, and it didn't.
Mark Peoples and his attorney say they now plan to file a civil lawsuit against the 3 women for, at the very least, defamation.
All right, Bakari, I don't know if you got to go. You want to say something about that?
Gardening while black, banking while black, shopping while black, got a hoodie on while you black, you being dark skinned while black, light skinned while black, shit, you just being black while you black. It don't make a difference. It's
Black
gonna
while black.
always be something, huh?
No, my bad. Black while black.
Yeah, black while black, talking while black, breathing while black. Got a job while black. Bought a house while black. It don't make a difference, man. You just keep it, it's gonna continue. And peace to everybody in the chat, because I ain't even say that. It gonna continue until we stop it, right? So I'm gonna show you something, right? Do you see how everybody going around filming these white people they're calling Karens, right? First off, we shouldn't be so concerned about every move they make. So when people are showing everything they do, look at the crazy Karen screaming and acting. Be careful of that person who's constantly showing that, trying to play on your emotions. But do you know when these so-called Karens gonna stop getting up in your face? Forecast, do you have any idea when these so-called Karens or whatever gonna stop getting up in black people's face?
Yeah, when you smack them.
When you knock the shit out of them. Then guess what? They're gonna stop getting up in your face. They're gonna stop getting up in our face. You know why they don't get up in white men's face like that? Because they know white women will beat the hell out of them. They don't do this to nobody but us. We the only ones who constantly look at them, they're so racist. Okay, let them be. Let's be the same thing. We gonna stop this. It's sad to see the brother who wanted to mess with these. If they did mess with a white girl and got caught, and they lied because she got caught, hopefully they learn, right? Coming to mess with you while you farming. You know what? We should go to that same spot, whatever city he is with the urban farming, and let's go farm, right? Let's not buy our fertilizer out of the store. Let's go straight to the farm and get some cow shit. Just a little bag of it. While we were putting the fertilizer down, and they come to mess with you while you farming. Just pick up that damn cow shit and throw in their face. They'll stop. And we need to be prepared for all the backlash and be prepared for anything they want to do. Anything and anybody. What they want to do. We need to be prepared for it. We got some real soldiers. We have some real soldiers. Forecast, I got to go get my daughter. She gonna call me about 28 more times in the next 2 minutes.
All right. Hey, Bakari, like, cause I know you said you was doing something about that young brother. You want to say something about that before you go? I'm gonna put your channel and stuff in there.
Which
So,
one?
like, the young brother that we was talking about tonight.
The young brother who went to who's
at the
in
school.
jail
Yeah.
and didn't do nothing. Cause I'm gonna say
Right.
he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Once again, hey, put the email in the chat.
All right. I'm gonna have to wait till after I stop sharing the screen, but I'm gonna put your channel and the email and all that in the chat after
Yeah,
that.
hit
But
us
yeah,
up
go
on
ahead
the
and
B.
promote your stuff.
Yeah, on the b1list@gmail.com. And who want to try? If y'all in the Atlanta area, we need to get together. We need to start calling that jail. He's in Cobb County. We need to start calling that jail, Cobb County Jail. I know you didn't want to show the brother name, Forecast, but you're gonna have to show the brother name. But we got to put that. We got to get that number. He's in Cobb County Jail. His name is Malachi Mpata, Mpata. And the people that's here, we're gonna have to go up to that jail. Because we always say no justice, no peace. Now is the time to show these MNFs that they don't get no peace. I don't even know where that part of Mississippi at, raw for real. Meadville, Franklin County, I have no idea. 90% white in Mississippi. That's a tough one. But that's what we're gonna have to do. The b1list@gmail.com. The guy's name, put his name in there and call Cobb County Jail. Who want to call the Cobb County Jail? Let's get on their damn nerve. No justice, no peace. So that means they don't deserve no peace. Because this young man ain't getting no justice. How he's locked up with no bail? They trying to break him. Remember the young man in New York they claimed stole a book bag? He said in jail, how long would I be out bail for a book bag? Like 2 years?
Yeah.
Ended up committing suicide?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want that to happen to another young brother? Cobb County. Matter of fact, I'm telling you to do that. I can do that while I'm talking.
Yeah. Put it in the chat because I can't. I'm gonna put it in the chat and put his name and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to support Bakari and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you could put your. I should, I guess, make you a moderator. I don't know, but
you don't even know how to do it, man.
Yeah, cause I don't want to block nobody on here. I want people to see the trolls. You know what I'm saying? Cause they prove a point. They don't even realize they be proving my point, and especially it's like ironic because the shows that I do, they
Just
be
tell your
on point.
moderators don't block them.
I know that's why I ain't got none though. I'm not even the moderator.
If you want to do, I just made you a moderator the other day. Remember?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna do that.
Want me to tell you how to do it?
Yeah, I know how to do it. I'm gonna click on the joint and then I gotta
you
wait.
got to do it on your phone. I couldn't do it on my computer. I had to do it on my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna. I can't even see the chat right now because I'm on the screen share. But yeah, if y'all want to support Bakari, because I'm gonna put his channel in there, and then I'm gonna have his modded up as soon as I finish this. So like, if you're still in the chat, you can still put it up. But yeah, we gotta support this young brother. So you know what I'm saying, reach out to the DTHEB1list@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying, and you know we got to come up with something to help this young brother.
I don't know if they're gonna let me put the email in there because I ain't no moderator. That's why I made you a moderator the other day so you can put that email.
All right, yeah, I got you. As soon as I can get back to the chat, I'm gonna make you one. Matter of fact, hold on, I got you right now.
Yeah, I know Fayed like that.
All right, let me see. I think you a moderator now.
Once you need your phone to do it.
It say you was.
Well, let me see. It don't show it yet. Maybe I had to refresh.
Yeah, just just don't block nobody. You know what I'm saying? I know Bakari ain't gonna block nobody. That's why I don't even mind doing it. But yo, I'm not even a moderator on my other channel, so you know what I'm saying. Let them see the troll, like let the trolls come in and let them what was a troll in here earlier, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Bill Gates? What's going on, bro? Yeah, I missed all your comments. Yeah, can you put it in there, Bakari?
Oh yeah, I don't. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. Yeah.
Yeah, because now it just only could say remove.
Yeah. Okay.
moderator.
It should be in there. It should be in there. But yeah, Matilda, you're right. Let the trolls come on in. But yeah, like if I wasn't a moderator, I couldn't have put the email in there. I ain't gonna block nobody. I just had to see. It's certain things YouTube changed. Like if you're not a moderator, you can't come in and put in your email. You can't put the moderator or the person controlling the channel have to put the email in and put in other people's channel. That's the purpose of it for me. I don't never block. No, I don't never say block nobody. I'm like forecast shit. I say let them talk.
Yeah, make an example out of them. You
Yeah,
see,
let 'em
they
talk.
shut up then.
But look, man, I thank everybody for listening to me. I got to go get my daughter. She just texted me again.
All right, Bakari.
Yeah, so let me go pick her up from her friend's house. She over there chilling with one of her, as they say, girlfriends. So let me go over there.
All right, Bakari. I'm gonna show one more thing and then I'm gonna be out too. And then yo, if you in the chat, cause I'm gonna put it in there too. So like, on your way or whatever, if you can like put your channel in the chat too. So
all right.
All right, bro. All right, I'm gonna show this last screen share so we can wrap it up. All right.
Kristen Michelle Rhymes, a white woman in South Carolina who claimed she was attacked by a shadowy figure who attempted to rob and sexually assault her in a Walmart parking lot, has been arrested and charged with lying to police. Rhymes, 26, lied about the November 26 incident and was charged with filing a false police report and false swearing to police. An investigation found that Rhymes was not even on the Walmart property that night. At the time of the incident, Rhymes posted pictures complete with bruises on her cheeks and nose and a bloody cut above her eye on Facebook. Rhymes also filed a police report that claims that she was assaulted by an unknown male suspect, according to a news release from police. Rhymes claims the unknown man said, "Hey girl," to her.
And these is all the white bitches that be lying right here on this picture. But yeah, I'm gonna let him finish with his story.
Man said, "Hey girl," to her before suddenly punching her in the face and dragging her from the car. She went on to say that the man dragged her from the car and assaulted her. "He started tugging on my pants," Rhymes told South Carolina news site Cola Daily on November 27th. "Then I suddenly hear another guy scream, 'What's going on over there?' At that point, the guy took off. The man who yelled never came back. I just take it as an angel sent from God right at that time. I wanted to get home and get out of there," she added. "I went first thing Monday morning to file the police report to pull camera footage, which I'm so mad at myself for not calling them that night. I think I was still in shock." Rhymes claims she didn't get a good look at the suspect, yet when asked for a description, she was oddly specific. "He was a black male, medium build, wearing a hoodie with a jacket over it," she said, repeating the often used trope of blaming a mystery black man of assaulting a white woman. According to police, Rhymes' post about the incident and subsequent police report caused a public concern, police said in the news release. Rhymes was arrested in December and taken to the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center, police reported in the news release. Her claim of her assailant echoes hundreds of incidents over the years where a panic was caused when a woman implicated a phantom black man as an assailant.
Now, this white girl, all right, so this white girl just made up a whole story about a black man, doing something to her, but yeah, all of it was she was lying about everything, so yeah, that's just one. And let me show this last one real quick before I get into it. But basically, she just made up a story, and then they just start grabbing up random black men again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show how. And you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put the link in the chat for anybody that want to come on. Yeah. So let me share this one last one. This is the last screen share right here. The way.
The woman who told University of South Carolina police she was almost kidnapped is now in trouble with the law. That's because police say she made the whole thing up. 18-year-old Rachel Mosser is charged with filing a false police report and false swearing. Mosser told police that a man in his 30s grabbed her arm from behind and told her to come with him. She claimed it happened around 10:30 this morning on Pickens Street in Columbia. University police and city police searched the area but did not locate the suspect. Police say they later found out that Mosser lied about the incident and it never happened.
It's right behind me on the corner of Pickens and Blossom Street at a very busy intersection on the USC campus, where 18-year-old Rachel Mosser claimed that yesterday afternoon someone tried to kidnap her in broad daylight. But come to find out, the surveillance cameras in the area tell a very different story.
But we had to tell her the truth. We had to give her the reality of, we know that you're lying. We have surveillance video at the time, the location of this incident and what you're alleging, and we know that it's not the truth.
And even though it did ultimately come out that Mosser was not telling the truth, there is no denying that the text alert sent out to an estimated 70,000 USC students, parents, and alumni made people more aware of the crimes that could potentially happen on campus.
I mean, it is downtown Columbia, so you never feel completely safe. So it's just, I don't know, it's a city, so this just sort of, makes it seem more real.
Another thing that is very real are Mosser's charges and potential punishment.
Because she lied about a felony in the Code of Laws in the state of South Carolina, she faces a felony charge of it's actually called false swearing and lying to police, so filing a false police report.
A charge that could land Mosser behind bars for up to 5 years, or she could also be fined $1,000. So why in the world would she lie about this? That question has still not been answered, and people are left to simply speculate.
I'm confused as to why she would make that up. There was a rumor that she was trying to miss a test, but that doesn't seem worth it to me.
Now this white girl. All right, so now this white girl, I feel like it's okay to lie on a black man just to miss a test. You know what I'm saying? Now this is the whole thing we have to start understanding. You know what I'm saying? And let me put the link in the chat real quick, because if anybody want to come on and have anything to say about anything that we was talking about tonight, you can come on real quick before I close it out. So and the number is right there on the screen, 804-601-4015. And I know that I haven't got a lot of calls recently, so if y'all want to call in, y'all can do that. But if you want to come on real quick to talk about what's going on, or if you got an opinion about anything you seen tonight, or if you got anything about the young brother that's in down in Atlanta right now facing charged as an adult because this white girl said he did something. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all got an opinion about that, y'all can come on real quick. Give me a second. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, in that last case, that white bitch lied because she didn't want to take a test or something like that. But again, as a people, we have to start understanding who our enemy is and what they do and how these people are used. And I always shout out Ida B. Wells because she was the first one to break down the lynch law, how this was an economic warfare and white women were nothing but a tool. Right now, they will exploit us sexually to control us sexually. They would exploit us economically to keep us in a subservient position, because that is their role. But who do you think is birthing these people? Who you think is really teaching them this stuff? Now, the history of these white women, they have been known for killing and slaughtering towns of people behind their word, right? We can go all down the history. But these are the very women who had to rely on Black women to raise their own children, to breastfeed their children, right? They would have Black women raped just so that they would get pregnant at the same time. And we're acting like they're some kind of ally or friend. This is the problem with us having this ally and friend kind of thing. We are, as a people, in a state of war. If you want to start doing that whole interracial thing, first, at least get in the place of equality. But the only way you can have equality is for you to have your own economy. Because equality is not saying, oh, treat me like a human. Equality is not saying, please let me vote. Equality is not saying, please let me sleep with somebody of a different race. Equality is being able to have your own business and to be able to negotiate with other countries, with other, cultures, as far as trading, as far as doing business. Because at the end of the day, if we was to ever wake up and get on this Black first tip, and we was to say we will do business with each other and give each other, extra, discounts and benefits because we are Black and we are on the same code, but we're going to charge other people interest. The whole world would be shut down if we ever do that, but we can't even control ourselves sexually. And there are a lot of things where the history of America shows that Black men want nothing but white women, but really it's the other way around, because half of these cases, these white bitches is making up stuff that never even happened. Right? No Black man wanted them and they made it up. But far too often, we got to start teaching our young kids the dangers that it comes with, because we're all too happy to do that about Black women, but you wouldn't dare speak up and say nothing about a white bitch. And I call them white bitches because y'all have no problem calling Black women Black bitches, Black hoes, all of this kind of stuff. And I understand that, kids may be listening, and I'm not trying to say stuff to offend kids or so that kids can't listen. Because, what do you mean your data messing up? But there are a place and time for every word, for everything that you can say. And there is another, this is 2021, and there is another young brother, 16 years old. They put his name, his face all over the news. He hasn't been convicted of nothing, and they're calling him a rapist and putting him on blast. And I'm telling you, there's nothing different from 1862 when they was putting it on the front page of a magazine that Negro agitators are down here to rape white women. When white women like Rebecca Latimer Felton, who was one of the first white feminists, they called it a womanist at the time, she called for white men to protect white boys to protect white women because they were in danger of being raped by Black men, and she called for more lynchings. That's a fact, Raw. No one is coming to save us. And we have given up the whole world, because when we look at it, we have given them the formula. This we are the world mentality has allowed everybody in to conquer us, because they are not we are the world. We are on top of the world. We are the world. Let's hold hands, kumbaya. And they use that as a way to destroy us. And now we got all of this anti-blackness. We want our children to not look like us. But I tell you this, only a black woman can give me a child because I want a kid that looks like me. I love myself. I love who I am. I love what I look like. I know that there are generational traumas, but we can't run to the bitches who caused the generational traumas, who continue to play into the role of the generational traumas. Right? Because we can talk about that Karen who was at the park ready to kill her dog because the black man was bird watching, because we see how many times they be ready to kill these dogs. We think that we can be friends with everybody, but nobody want to be friends with us. That's the problem. See, everybody else is in the real world. It's not about being friends. It's not about being, buddy. It's about domination. It's about being able to eat. It's about taking care of your family. And see, we feel like, and that's why so many black people don't want to be called black anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got this whole multiracial stuff going on. That's why we have this alternative black stuff going on, because everybody is scared to be a black person because of the stuff that it comes with. As a black man, we are shown as murderers, killers, thieves, even though historically we have been killed and we have been stolen from. You know what I'm saying? We have been all of these things that they make us out to be. If we was these thugs that they make us out to be, this system would not have lasted as long as it did. It wouldn't have made it a week. They make black women to be like they can't be ladies. They can't be women to justify all of the horrible things, the rape culture that was created against them. They call black women sluts and whores and all of this stuff to justify what they did. And then we talk about their attitudes. But why don't we all have an attitude? That's the issue. That's the problem that I have. Instead, we want to say, I'm not black, I'm this. It don't matter. We're not the ones that said we are black, we are white. We are the ones that have to respond to the violence that have been put onto us. We are not the aggressors. We didn't pass the 1790 Nationalization Act or say this is a white country. But instead, we have people that say, well, if we classify ourselves as white, then we can escape No, they don't do it by that. They see a nigga riding in a nice car, they're going to pull you over. They see a nigga looking at a white girl, they're going to come over there and confront you. And Raw is right. It shows nothing but weakness. And they know exactly who we are. That's why it has been their mission to destroy our families since day one. From the very beginning, the first tax was against black women only, 16 and up. Black women had to pay taxes. So if you married a black woman, you had to pay more taxes than you did if you married a white woman. If you had children with a black woman, they were enslaved perpetually, meaning forever. But see, perpetual stops when we say enough is enough. And they understand that. That's why they have to keep these gender wars up. And we have to feel like we aren't good enough. We aren't black because black means death. Black means this. Black means that. No, who we are is the slur. They come at us because who we are. Yeah, Raw, I'm only 34 and I can't say I met a good one either, because at the end of the day, you see how these white liberals feel. Well, we have to, we can't just say this and that. I can say it. I know what happened in Black Wall Street. Some white bitch said a black man touched her in the elevator. Next thing you know, 300, 400 people is dead. And that's on the low end. Could have been thousands. But it wasn't because no black man touched no white bitch, because they've been raping white girls forever. And I'm calling them bitches because people is so loose with calling black women bitches, but I better not call a white woman no bitch. But these white bitches been lying forever. But I can tell you what, if they wasn't economically thriving, if they wasn't circulating their dollars, that's where the hate came in. That's a part of the lynch law. right? And then, like Francis Cress Welsing said, economic or survival, genetic survival, because to them, one drop of black blood means you're no longer white. See, their definitions don't have to go for us, though. We can say one drop of black blood or one drop of white blood doesn't mean you're black. We can say that. But then we'll start having these conversations about we're multiracial and all of that kind of stuff. Do you see where the rabbit hole goes? And that's why I appreciated when the young brother Ryan Jordan came on, because I know it caused a lot of problems with people. But we see where this multiracial stuff coming in 5 generations later. We're saying, oh, we're a mixed race because one of our ancestors was black. Exactly, Matilda, not just Black Wall Street, right? Because I can name countless things that happen, right? The Atlanta race riot. Do y'all know that the first race riot in North America, it happened in Canada, the first documented one? Happened in Canada in like 1784 because a black preacher baptized a white woman. And see, if we want to start getting to that point, then we have to start being real. Because see, like one of the things in they called it a racial cleansing, you know what I'm saying? Like the massacre in Slocum, Texas, and it started because white women was claiming that black men did this and did that, you know what I'm saying? And they was lying. And they slaughtered hundreds of people, but it wasn't because white women was lying. They was already planning a racial cleansing. And see, now that we are at a point where the population is so high and we have people who have been pushing, who have literally are guilty of crimes against humanity, right? Who have taken away women's ability to give birth by the drugs that they insert into them. I'm talking about Bill Gates. And these are the people who was pushing jabs, the first person pushing it. See, I'm concerned about my reproductive rights, you know what I'm saying? So they still have internal connections. We are the ones who have been cut. That's right. Because if you ask an Irish person, or if you ask a white Irish person where they come from, what they going to tell you? Ireland. Ask a German white person where they come from, what they going to tell you? Germany. If you ask a black person where they come from, we going to argue from now until kingdom come. Because we all got different answers. But at the end of the day, it does not matter, because no matter where we come from, this young brother that's down in Atlanta is still locked up. You know what I'm saying? This brother is still in the system. And no matter where we come from, we have to start getting on code so that we can go down there. Because what we don't realize is when all of these white women was falsely accused of rape, they would just run over there and arrest a black man just like they doing in 2021. They did that in 1821, but a mob would show up at that jail. But what they don't tell you is black men formed a mob, armed themselves, and went down to the jail to make sure a lot of lynchings didn't happen. See, they don't tell that part of the story. See, we think that everybody who got accused just got lynched. Like everybody just went out, like they didn't fight back. But people went there armed and unified and fought back. And if we understand that today, we can go do that for this young brother. Instead of trying to be in the illusion of inclusion. You know what I'm saying? They definitely have the same agenda. But like I said, man, let me put the link in the chat one more time because I'm about to close out. But I appreciate y'all listening, and I really don't want to go, but you know, it is what it is. But let me put the link in the chat if any of y'all got anything to say. But yo, we gotta support this young brother, and let me put the because Bakari said he putting together something to help this young brother. You know what I'm saying, down there in jail, because that's just the things that they do. See, we don't understand because this is nothing new under the sun. These people aren't that creative. They do the same things over and over and over and over and over. That's a part of the reason why they have to keep us dumb. That's a part of the reason why they have to keep us scared. And if we too scared to say something about these white bitches and how they be acting, because they have caused who knows how many lives. And like I said, we always talk about Black Wall Street. We always talk about all of these events. I think the Wilmington race riot had something to do with the white woman, because they were literally using them to commit economic warfare. That's what the war is about, economic warfare. If you have the ability to sustain yourself, you're going to eventually have the ability to defend yourself. And if you defend yourself, how can somebody exploit you? But what's the best way to exploit somebody, especially sexually? To keep them out of their mind. To make them think that the very women who have been instrumental in your condition is somehow your savior. The very white boys who are instrumental in your destruction is somehow your savior. Yo, Bakari, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man? I know you was about to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. I know you say you was about to close out, man, but I wanted to check in with you again. And thank you for letting me on and everybody in the chat. And as you were speaking, everything they have caused when you mentioned Tulsa, Oklahoma, you can go back and mention what happened in Rosewood. You can just talk about shit that happened in New York. It ain't written. They haven't done a move about it. We don't know what happened. But shit, we know white women there, so they did it in New York. They did it in New Jersey. They did it in Pennsylvania, Mississippi, any state here, anywhere in the world, they have done it. And they have to be
Hey, Bakari, you going in and out.
phone is raggedy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah, I
now.
can hear you now. It might go out again. I was like, and once, like, even with Team Black, we got to vet people, right? To make sure they can't come in. And for me, one of the rules is, right? She non-black, you can't be a part. Your wife non-black, your girl non-black, you can't be a part. You understand? Or if your man. Can y'all hear me? Am I still there?
Yeah, I agree with you,
I
bro.
agree with you, bro. Like, my oldest son, I have mulatto grandkids, right? My two youngest grandkids, mulatto. My oldest son went against what he was taught, right? I love my grandkids. But my son, he get mad because he can't be a part of what we're doing. And I let him know, no. My rules don't change. The rules can't change because we can't allow one person to trump the race. So if we are in this to win it, we cannot allow one person to trump all of us because they wanted to go do something else and they want to try to force you to accept it. Once we vet and make sure that we take care of one another, these rules gonna be right, and we gonna live by these rules. And I love my grandkids, all four of them. But the two youngest, they're mixed, and I love them to death. But can't be a part. Their daddy, who is my son, can't be a part. Not of what I'm doing, not of what we're doing. He went the wrong way. Because we have to protect ourselves from that. Because if they don't screw him over, they come into what we doing, they're going to screw all of us over. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I
feel you, bro. So now I'm going to get off because my phone probably, you ain't going to be able to hear me again. But I thank you for letting me speak. I thank everybody in the chat for listening, man. Peace and one love. I'm going to hit you up, man, because I got a couple more shows that we want us to do, all right?
All right, Bakari.
All right, Bakari. Yeah, I'm about
now.
to
Just,
hit me up. All right. Peace.
All right, peace, bro.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, Bakari, and that's exactly what I'm saying. We have to start, not that is a dictatorship, but we have to start setting rules and boundaries. Because at the end of the day, if you have a white partner, how can you call yourself pro-black? Now, you can stand up for black rights and all of this kind of stuff for rights for yourself, but when it comes down to it, and they're not going to give up their civilization, and you have to understand that. So when it comes down to it, are you going to put who you are over your spouse? And not only that, when it comes to your children, now they have to pick between their mother and their father. And then oftentimes, mulatto children aren't accepted into either side. And not to call them mulatto children, but that's just what the law called them. Yeah, many will and have left the tribe. That's because that blackness is a terrifying thing. But I can promise you, like, even when you look at, because I know a lot of people can't look at, like, I just said the Swirlers video. I even watch them. I watch everything, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to understand how it works so we can destroy it, so we can come up and understand. When the black men that hate black women, all they talk about is black women. The black women who hate black men, all they talk about is black men. But if you build it, they will come, and I promise you that. But it's not about saving everybody, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that a lot of us have to realize. But a lot of us is trying to escape this blackness because we have no hope. We feel like there's no way we can go. So you try to lighten up through the generations, but your children, we are here in America. So there are the rules where they enslaved their own children. They raped their own daughters, right? Their own children were running away from slavery. But then somewhere in Haiti, the mulatto class felt like they were superior to the black class, so they continued to fight, and it allowed France to come back in there. There are problems with this, and America itself has always passed these anti-miscegenation laws for this very reason. And I'm not comparing it to America or nothing, but there are complications that it come up with. And we see with my young brother, and I still call him a young brother, Ryan Silly, but he don't want to call himself black. We have people that will argue whether I'm indigenous, I'm African, I'm this, I'm that. But when you ask them, are you black? Yes. Are the people that's you call African black? Yes. Are you willing to work with each other throughout the world to end this system? Yes. So why are we sitting here arguing with each other about the word black, about the word African? Yeah, they try to tell us that we're not human, but that's called projection. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Akan. Yeah, you can come on whenever you want to, my brother. You can come on next time. It's all good. Cause yeah, I'm about to wrap it up anyway. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to give people a chance to come on, and I ain't gonna lie, I really don't want to wrap it up, but I know I need to. Yeah. But see, that's the thing, bro. Like, what kind of humans? Because there are like Neanderthals are humans. You know what I'm saying? Neanderthal is a class of humans. But that's a whole nother thing that, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother issue. But we have always given up the keys to the kingdom, right? And a lot of times it has to do with that sexual energy. And as people, as a group of people, that's one of the things that we definitely have to get control of is our sexual energy and our sexual power, and start understanding that it's power in who we recreate ourselves with, and not just do it with anybody, and not just take our sperm, our eggs for granted, because there are power in that. You know what I'm saying? And I shout out to people like Medgar Evers' wife, I think is Miley Evers, or my I'm sorry, I know I butchered her name. I'm so sorry. But yo, this sister understood the position that she was in. She understood that they were going to be attacked for him standing up for us. Right, man and mankind. Right, and that's the difference. You see it with the emotions. You know what I'm saying? We are so... See, psychopaths don't have that empathy. You know what I'm saying? They can do these cutthroat things and not think twice about it. And see, we have this guilty feeling. We have this welcoming feeling. But as a people, we have to understand that we don't have no other choice but to be on the same code. You know what I'm saying? We are all we got at the end of the day. And there is no running from, there is no escaping, there is no other way than standing up that you can deal with it. But yo, man, I appreciate all of y'all for listening. Shout out to all of y'all for real, man. And like I said, I know YouTube be lying about the numbers and all of that. And you know, I'm probably gonna be back on my main page, but they can take that channel down at any given time because you know they gave it 2 strikes because I be saying stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? If I put this little white girl out there on that channel, they probably take that channel down. But you know, I look at it as an honor, you know. Of course they gonna hate. Of course they gonna be mad because that's what they're supposed to do. But what we are supposed to do is put aside our tribal differences. Stop these gender wars. Stop this ageism. Stop this colorism and understand what the real problem is and start loving ourselves and standing up for this young brother. Original human beings. Right. Because you know, like I said, Neanderthal and you know, that's just a fact. A Neanderthal and a Homo sapien is 2 different kind of human beings. And there are 2 different kind of cultures. And we are trying to adopt a culture that came from individualism, from a sense of lack, right? From scarcity mindset. When we come from a sense of unity, especially in our tribes, a sense of abundance, because we can still see the places that we come from, no matter where you say you come from on the world, it has abundance in natural resources. And we let people come in and trade our natural resources for their beliefs, for their individualism. But man, yo, let me stop ranting on here because yo, I appreciate all of y'all for listening. Shout out to Raw. Shout out to Akon Fire. You can definitely come on here next time. Shout out to Matilda for sure. Yo, that's my sister right there. You know what I'm saying? And yo, everybody that came in, man. Yo, definitely shout out to my brother Bakari. Go check out his channel. Yo, Bill Gates, my brother, you know what I'm saying? DP, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. You know, I was listening for a minute. Shout out to Jerome and my brother Brandon, my brother Wig, Rashid, Pasta, that's for sure. And make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Bakari channel. Let me put his link in the to the last video that we did last time, cause yo, y'all definitely need to subscribe to his channel and his you know, much love. Hold on, let me do that real quick. Yo, thank you, K Shaw. I appreciate that, bro. And yo, much respect to you, man. Right, only black people can make blackness feel better. And see, we are lost because we don't think we have that ability. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We are the only ones that have that ability. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to realize we make everything cool. You know, everybody is following everything that we're doing, and we got to understand why. We got to realize there's a reason why a group of people had to come and kidnap us to help build their society. How? Because we already had our own stuff going on. We have to understand what's going on in the world and realize that we are all we got at the end of the day. Yo, thank you, Raw. I appreciate you for always showing support. And yo, check out the b1list@gmail.com. Maybe Bakari is doing something for the young brothers, so hopefully we can come up with some because they support their killers. You know what I'm saying? They raise GoFundMe's and all of that. We need to start doing that for ourselves. And I don't know why y'all comments ain't showing up in here. K Shaw, I ain't see it in the chat room. Well, yo, K Shaw, I appreciate that, bro. And Akan, I don't know why your thing ain't say that, ain't come up in the chat room. But yo, shout out to y'all, man. And that's the real truth, man. Only we can make stuff better for us, but we already make stuff better for everybody in the world. It's just time for us to start controlling our own destiny, our own life, because we are all we got, man. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.